All right, what is up, you guys? You're having a wonderful day today so far. So I have 2 more rows of tomatoes to tie up, so I'm gonna work on that first thing today. It's the afternoon though, so it's quite late, but you know, better now than never. So I'm going to go ahead and water some of the other tomato plants because I was expecting rain yesterday and we just didn't get a whole lot, so I'm just making sure that the stuff is getting watered. Hold on a second, this switch. There we go. So I'm gonna work on tying up the remainder of the tomato plants back there, and then I'm gonna try and work on clearing up this potato row because I harvested all of our potatoes and we got about a basket full, maybe like maybe half a 5-gallon bucket full of sweet potatoes, or not sweet potatoes, sorry, regular potatoes. And so I think I may put sweet potatoes right here, or I'm gonna use the onion row over there to do sweet potatoes. There is this absolutely monstrosity row right here of weeds, but for the sake of getting things planted, I think sweet potatoes may go here. I think that this row may be dedicated to okra and winter squash or something along those lines, but I'm gonna go ahead and get the tomatoes tied up, and then I'm gonna work on clearing the rest of these rows. I have a pipe just split. Okay, I'm just gonna I may have to glue this one. I usually try not to glue anything, but this keeps blowing apart. So let me see if I don't think I can get that with one hand, but I'll put that back together and then start the water again. So it's actually pretty hot and sunny out here today, and so I'm gonna park you guys in the shade over here while I tie up the rest of the tomatoes. Let's see how quick I can do this, because the other rows took me 2 hours, so we'll see. The onions are drying really nicely out here. They taste really good, they're sweet, that's kind of what I was going for. As long as they taste good, that's all that matters. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with them, so they're drying, they're coming along. Okay, that was pretty short-lived. It started raining, but I almost finished the row I was working on. That's why you make plans, but you hold them very loosely, because you never know what weather is going to roll in. That rolled in very quickly. It may pass us by yet, but it's pretty dark. So I don't know if it's gonna pass us over or not. It's kind of going off and on, heavy light, so we shall see. But I'm taking refuge underneath our chicken run that we've been working on, and I haven't had a chance to talk about this, but we're building a new chicken run for our chickens because they're a little bit cramped, and so they need some space. So we've built this large area, and it goes over that way quite a bit, there. And it's pretty large. The roof is all wired, and this part of it is covered with some tin that we had from another lean-to that we took down. And this is all wired up here, and then some of the walls back there are half wired. We covered a bit of it, and we've been working on it, but the weather has not been the most, the weather has not been lending itself to working on it, because we need to come out early in the morning and work on it because it just gets too hot in the middle of the day. It's definitely a 2-person job to hang the wire, but this wire is a lot easier to work with than the wire we used on the other side, because the wire we used on the other side rolled up on itself really badly and it was just a nightmare to put on. But this stuff is actually, like, when you roll it out flat, it stays laying flat, which is really nice. So we've been working on that bit by bit. I actually love the sound of thunder, you know, when it's quiet rolling thunder, it's not too bad, but like when it's like scary, it's like, ooh, it makes you tense up a little. All right, so I basically got rained out, but I did manage to get the rest of our tomatoes all tied up on both sides, and they look pretty good. I managed to get our onion row weeded, and ready for sweet potatoes. And I just put down a layer of compost here, just a thin layer. I didn't go super heavy. And this is compost from our chickens that broke down really well. It looks really nice. I'm so proud of our girls for pooping. And it just looks great. I felt like this area had enough left over from the last time I put the compost down earlier this spring that I didn't just need a whole ton. So I just did 1 wheelbarrow full as opposed to like 3 wheelbarrows that I did for the tomatoes. And I will just pop the plants down the middle all the way down. These are the slips. They're like $5 per container. Each container has 6 slips in it. I did soak them before I planted them. These are just the Beauregard sweet potatoes. They usually have them every year. And I'll just pop them in the ground and they'll do really well. They grow really well down here. And I'm doing the same amount of plants I did last year. So I did 18 slips last year, and I got like 3 big, milk crates full of sweet potatoes, and they were massive. And so I'm just gonna kind of go for the same thing this year. I didn't want to like double it or do more because storage is an issue, and so I don't want to do more than we can manage at this point. Maybe later down the road, if we figure out a better solution for preserving and storing them, then I'll grow twice as many. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna do 18 slips, and that should fill up an entire row and give us what we need. So I do have these cabbages at the end of the row here, and they look really good. This one's probably ready to pull here. It's got a nice large firm head on it. This one is probably ready here. I could pull that one. I might leave it a little longer. This one, I don't know if it'll get much bigger. Its leaves are awful small. I don't know. I'll definitely leave this one, but they are starting to get a little bug eaten because it's real hot out here. And, you know, I don't want to leave them too much longer, but this one here definitely looks really good. All right, enough yapping. I can hear the thunder, so let's get those sweet potatoes planted. So the back of the tag here, it says to plant them 12 to 18 inches apart. I'm doing 18 inches, and I'll actually stop right at the cabbages is where 18 inches. And so once I will be able to fit all these plants in this row, and where the cabbages are will just be blank space when I pull those because I had room for all the cabbages. So I'll go ahead and just pop these puppies out and get them placed. You can even see little like sweet potatoes in here. Isn't that cool? Just like growing in these tiny little cubes. So this is just like a little reminder that before I plant a plant, I always soak them before I plant them. That way, they have the ability to take up as much water as possible before planting, so they have a better chance at surviving. Okay, here we go, last 2. Now I'm just gonna make sure they're relatively centered and pop them in the ground. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.